records automatically.
We are live.
We are live. See if there's people in.
Everybody, anyone in the chat want to shout out to us to let us know that you can see us and hear us? And
It looks like there should be 35 people in here with us. So
Yeah.
okay, sweet.
can you hear us?
That's what I said. I was like, you can chat here.
Can you hear us? You can chat here. That's you guys. Me.
No, Selena.
You can't hear us or see us? Hear no, see no, nothing.
Steven, is there an audio share button or something missing? Because we can obviously hear each other.
Yeah, this is I mean, if we can all see each other.
On YouTube, yes.
Playback disabled except for YouTube. I'm getting the message, watch this video on YouTube. Only playing on YouTube. Hey, shout out to everybody on YouTube right now. How you doing?
Driving traffic to YouTube. Oh yeah, good times.
Guys, it won't take long to get it resolved.
Yeah, we'll get it sorted in 1 second.
You can see YouTube. Go to YouTube. It's live there.
Note to self, Alex, you're right. An hour before. Definitely an hour before.
Well, everything was working fine.
Did you see the option to fix that button, Stephen?
No, what did it say? I'm on YouTube now trying to fix it.
It says playback on other websites has been disabled by the video owner.
So if Webinar Jam has an admin panel, it should be in there. It should like give you the option to make live and whatnot. I do not believe that I've got access to the admin panel. I think only you guys do.
I just tried to log out and log back in. I don't know if that fixed anything for anybody.
Okay, well, we can periodically just post the YouTube link in the sidebar.
Yes.
I mean, how many people? Us 34 live. We just post the YouTube link in the side.
Yeah, there we go. I just dropped it in there for now.
Okay, I'm just going to check it on YouTube as well and just see how many people are viewing. If it shows there, 20. Post the YouTube link. So there's 26 now, 27 now watching on YouTube of the 32. So we've got 80-something% of them. So
Yeah.
we could probably go ahead based on that.
I would say why don't we go ahead and kick it off. And so thank you for joining us today, Alex. We wanted to talk a little bit with you about tactical arbitrage and hope you could share with some of our members just a rundown of what your software does exactly and how it might help them in building their online arbitrage businesses.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, no, thank you for having me. Tactical arbitrage has grown pretty quickly. It started as a project for myself to source online, and the more features I was adding for myself to use tactical arbitrage, the more I realized that this could be something that more people could use. And then after it was launched, it gained a lot of traction, and we've just been adding features nonstop since then. We've got a lot of stuff in.
Sites, man, like there are over 400 sites supported by tactical arbitrage now, right?
Yeah, there's 415, I think, and there's a list. We've just completed a list of Amazon Germany and Amazon Japan sites for us to integrate as well. By the time we've added those and the new batch of US sites we've got waiting in the wings, we should be reaching the 500 mark hopefully within a few weeks. So that should be cool.
That's awesome. Congratulations. Big news.
So I'm happy to share my screen and take you through the interface of tactical arbitrage. And obviously there's chat there if anybody's got any questions. There's probably some new users here that are already using it, and there's probably also some people who are interested in learning more about tactical arbitrage and seeing whether or not it's for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't we just jump it off, and you can go ahead and share your screen, and we'll take it from there.
Sounds good, man. I'll jump on in. All right, can you see my screen, everybody? What's appearing in the chat? Are people saying yes, they can see my screen in the chat?
Yes, we do.
Okay, fantastic. So, this is totally my comfort zone. I know this off like the back of my hand, but I do realize that when people very first join tactical arbitrage, that it may be a little overwhelming. Like my eyes are flitting around the screen and knowing everything that's on this page and exactly how it works. But we've been working on some more documentation lately to make the learning curve a little simpler. So there's a wiki dot in the works. There's a couple of guys out there who are creating video library of instructional tools to help with each of the features, and that's making things super easy. Also, in my frequently asked questions page, there is a list of videos as well of operation. I would have to say that we've added so many features so quickly that some of these are even becoming outdated, and if you watch them and compare them directly with our product search page, you might notice it discusses something that's not there or whatnot, so I need to go and update some of this. But essentially what it is it was born with just this page, a simpler version of this page, which will allow you to scan. Can you hear me okay? Just drop down a bit there. You got me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, cool. So this will allow you to scan other sourcing sites, and there is a list of 410 sites in over 3 countries, and compare the products on those sites alongside Amazon and let you know whether there's any return on investment on those products. Now, traditionally, you would go and analyze product by product at a store, and it's arduous and very time consuming for you to go one by one to find that particular clearance item, for example, that may have a positive ROI. So getting to those arbitrage worthy products has been a lengthy process in the past, and so the aim of tactical arbitrage was to make it very fast. And I also wanted to make it so that you could scan, 100 pages, so that if you really wanted to leave the house and spend time with the family, for instance, you could just leave it run and just come back and see the results when they were done. Lastly, I wanted to make it a web portal so that it could be run on any device. So you could sit in bed on your iPad, or even if your Android phone screen's big enough, you could operate scans from that. So that's kind of how tactical arbitrage was born. And essentially the product search page, if I was to run a simple scan here, or say a very popular scan would be, say, Target. One of the sites I actually recommend you don't hit too hard, because you don't want to be tripping over the other people hitting Target, especially when there's 400 choices out there. I mean, exploring a little bit outside of where you would expect to source is a good idea. And then you put your pages in there that you'd like to scan. Your filters down here will affect what results show. So if there is a current sale happening at Target, maybe 20% off a certain category you're analyzing, you could put that 20% in here, which will help determine an accurate return on investment. Other features like, if you're paying sales tax, if you want to remove ranks over a certain amount, if you wanted to remove products that have a certain number of sellers, you may not want to mess with oversized products. You definitely don't want to look at the out-of-stock products. However, if you're doing retail arbitrage, you might want to keep the out-of-stock products in there and then check at your local store to see if they actually have stock on the shelf. So there's a lot of ways you can use this laterally. Various filters there. Most of them are very straightforward and simple to understand. There's also a little blue question mark alongside each one to help guide you through what each one means. And then down the bottom, you might say, well, I only want to keep an item if the gross return on investment is at least a certain percentage. So let's try and get a couple of results here with a very short scan. I'll just say, we'll remove any ranks over 250,000. I don't know, we'll just hit a submit and we'll just see whether we get something. It's just 10 target pages. I'm using a setting called cache, which you can adjust in the settings. And if you have your settings, if you have your cache settings set at varying day lengths, then if any other member has visited that page in the period of the time that you set, then you will actually draw upon their results and you'll get what's called cache data. So normally each product will take a few seconds each to do if you're scanning live, as in getting live data. But if you're getting cache data, which can be up to a few days old, or even just you can keep your cache really short and just get, say, a day's worth of cache, then if you're getting cache data and the cache data is there, you can get a lot faster. See, we just did 10 pages, which is 600 products, and it started at 1:13:08 and finished it. So that took 13 seconds to do 600 products. Now, obviously, cache data is going to be extremely fast, and then people who get used to cache may come across a live scan and say, how come it's suddenly gone slow? Well, that's because there's nobody who's visited that page in the duration of the cache data that you've set, which can be a good thing, because if you know that no other member of Tactical Arbitrage has visited the category and website that you're looking at that point, and you're getting live data, that can be a really good thing, because you know that you're not in a competitive URL at that point. So
do you want to talk for a quick second? Because if I'm a new user, I might see that the terminology to the right of target.com, and just talk quickly about some of the different ways that Tactical Arbitrage actually looks to compare items on different websites with Amazon product listings.
Okay, so there is a couple of ways that we analyze whether or not. I'm just going to turn my audio on my phone down so it doesn't keep going off. There's a couple of ways that we do the comparison. One is using the universal product code. And these sites, when we can find them, are magnificent, really, because they just make these golden matches. I mean, a UPC is a UPC, and a UPC at one website is almost always the same UPC on Amazon. So that's really nice because you get these very clean matches. And the other option is to use title matches. So as much as we would love if every single sourcing site had a universal product code alongside every product, it's not often the case. So around about a third or less than a third of all of our sites have universal product code. However, when you can see down here, scattered amongst the UPC, there is title search, UPC, title search. And title search is where we have a look at the title of the product name, and we then do a search on Amazon using that title and in conjunction with some other algorithms to try and get the most effective match we can get. Now, obviously the universal product code matches are consistently very high percentage number of matches, and the title matches are varying percentages depending not only on the site that we're sourcing from, but also the category that we're sourcing on. So some sites like, let's say 6 p.m., right? 6 p.m. is I believe that's title matching. I think we might have found a UPC in amongst it, and we've just okay, 6 p.m. is title. Okay, so 6 p.m. is title, but the titles are very, very good. It's exactly the brand name followed by the shoe type, and when we run that through a search, even though it's a title matching site, we notice that the matching on Amazon is just consistently good, just product after product. It's a match, it's a match, it's a match. However, I'll give you the other end of the spectrum. Let's say, for instance, Kohl's.com has a proprietary line of clothing that is only sold on clothes, and it's their own unique Kohl's brand clothing. And it's got some unusual brand name which applies really only to the Kohl's retail store, but is also available online. But that clothing line may not be found on Amazon at all. Now, tactical arbitrage it tries to be overly helpful. So often it will try and match up a product in Amazon. It'll say, well, the best product we could find to match this product at Kohl's is this item. And, I want to pat tactical arbitrage on the head and say, thanks for trying, mate. But, Amazon doesn't even stock this product. So what you've shown me is a match is not a match, because Amazon doesn't even have that product in stock. So nice try. So once you start to realize that kind of thing can happen and start to ride the categories and the waves of categories that are most likely to be products that are on Amazon, and work within those parameters, and to a degree that limitation with the title searches, you can definitely find a path through it that works for you, and definitely find those profitable ROI products. And what I did do, because I knew that some people, I'm just going to try and show you a screen without showing you my MWS keys that operate tactical arbitrage. I did something new to help people who are new to tactical arbitrage. So can you see my settings screen here now? I think you're only really seeing my left monitor. So I just showed my UK and my keeper ID. That was silly of me. All right, so don't write that down, anybody, please. So if you use this setting here, UPC sites and products only, then by using that, it will only show you, actually what I'll do is I'll take it over the other screen and I'll hit save. Okay, so now if I go and refresh this page here, this is perfect for newbies. You can now just see only the universal product code sites. And not only that, but it will only show you in the view data page perfect UPC matches. So, so for those people who feel like title searching, navigating the title search scenario is a little bit advanced for them, they can certainly use the universal product code only setting now in the settings. So does that make sense? I know I rambled a little bit there, but I wanted to cover that point.
That was great, Alex. I think that, and I think the one thing that I'll add is, sometimes you can use title search to your advantage, in particular, if you are finding the correct Amazon listings for an item, if it happens to pull up the wrong Amazon listing, or just because sometimes it takes a little bit more effort to go through the title search sort of sites. And, when you find one like 6 p.m. that's a gem that works every time, you can use that to your advantage and source those products, knowing that some people might be overlooking title search just because they don't feel as comfortable working through those sort of listings as compared to the UPC matched ones.
Well, title searching is often actually very good. If I would just pick a random, I can come back to some title searches if you like, but first I can take you through some of the other screens here, and then we can dive into title searches and UPC searches and actually run some scans. So I ran a scan before, which was a 10-page target scan with a with an attempt to see if we can pull anything with a decent return on investment out of it. I don't know if I ticked the out of stock button actually. Did I tick that? If I checked use last filter settings, okay, so I don't know, for example, whether or not I've accidentally included some out of stock products here, because it seems unlikely considering how hard target is hit that there would be this many in one 10-page scan. So there's obviously some of these are out of stock products. So nevertheless, this is the view data interface. So on this page, you can do a lot of things. One thing you can do is if you've used the cache feature, which I recommend to use because you get that data faster, and then when you've sorted out here what you want to look at, which return on investments, you can do some sorting by columns and you can remove some stuff that doesn't feel like it's a good match. Like, well, that actually looks like a match. It's quite a good ROI, so it's got to be out of stock. Okay, I'm going to open it up and check. I've still got I don't get the chance to send some stuff to Seller Central as much as I used to. And that's not really out of stock. There's a shipping back order, but it's giving me the add to cart option. The sales rank's quite high. It doesn't really sell very fast. It's one of those things that a couple of people might want to stick a couple in their shopping cart and see what happens. But nevertheless, I digress. I don't get a chance to send stuff in as much these days, but I still get super excited by the treasure hunting aspect of it. I love to see matching products. And I tried to make it, this has been made for me. So I tried to make it as useful to myself and as easy to operate for myself as possible. And as it turns out, that's translated to what most members want. And anything I've missed, we've got a really active Facebook community. I get messages all the time. Hey, can you add this button? Or it'd be nice to see this column. And it's always evolving, and just about every day or every 2 days, I'm trying to add an extra button, an extra feature, just something to make the overall experience and the variety of methods to earn money with tactical arbitrage just expand and be better value for money all the time. So it's not supposed to be an overly difficult interface here. I'll sort by order they appeared again. So you've got a variety of ways to compare what makes a match. So you've got visually, where there's UPC, you can check the numbers match there. Then there's title, you can check against the title and make sure it's a match. Over and above that, you can mouse over the keeper graph here and actually get an indication of how frequently the product is selling. If you know how to read keeper graphs, you'll know that wherever there's a green spike and an up and a down usually indicates a sale. However, of course, with a rank like 52,000, you're going to expect sales anyway in toys. You'll see the variety of columns here include what the buy box price is, what the actual return to you is after Amazon's taken out their fees, what that translates to in gross profit. I'm certainly not interested in 71 cents, so I might use this button in a moment, which will remove it from the list. It'll say your gross profit, your gross return on investment, the number of sellers, the weight in pounds, whether it's a standard size, oversized, for example, product. And then these little buttons over here, nobody who's not an administrator has this remove from cache button. That is for me, and that's an admin use button, but everybody does have the X, which will remove it. Everybody also has the heart, which will save this into a saved list for you. You can pop in saved list and have a look at the ones that you've put in. Maybe you're building a replen list and you wanted to save certain products into your replen list. And you've also got mismatch button. Now, mismatch means that you can see an item which is completely not the same as the other item. Obviously, these two are a match, but let's say this is a picture of a Raggedy Ann doll. Now, you can do two things. You can either edit the ASIN with varying ways, either using the arrows or actually just typing in what the correct ASIN is. And how do you find the correct ASIN? sorry, I'm digressing a lot, but there's a lot to the software these days. So you can find the correct ASIN by searching the title on Amazon. I use the DS Domination plugin, and which puts the ASIN right there on the page. And if I see the right item, I might copy the ASIN and then bring it on back here and then paste it in there. And then you can save it. Now what that'll do is it'll turn it purple, like this one below it here. And that means it has been fixed for every single member in the database. So one person has made everybody's life better. And we've actually linked that to a game. So at the end of each month, we calculate who's made the most matches, and we assign prizes to the highest number of matches, and we also assign payouts to anybody who makes over a certain number of matches. So I believe this month it's something like the winner gets an Amazon Echo, and second place maybe gets an Amazon voucher, and I think anybody who makes over 100 matches gets $10 back into their PayPal account. So you can kind of get a rebate that way. It's super easy to make matches. And the more people that do it, it just crowdsources the accuracy, and it particularly is useful for title matches that have gone askew. Now, if anyone has marked it as a mismatch, though, which is kind of like the lazy option, like if you see this is not a match and you can't be bothered, or you had a crack at trying to fix it, but it wasn't actually showing you anything that looked like it might be easy to find a match. Maybe it's that item of Cole's clothing, which you just can't find a match on Amazon. You can mark it as a mismatch. What that'll do is it'll remove it from everybody's search results. So every single person's search result will no longer show this product. It's not gone forever, though. It's hiding in a place called the mismatch room, which is also available here, or the mismatch page. And in that page, you can go in and you can go and play the mismatch game and match up some items, or you can mark some items as never matches, like there will never be a match for this item. So there's a few things you can do with that.
So one question that came up, Alex, was as you're going through and you're evaluating your items, let's say you actually X out an item off your list. Is there a way to undo that quickly, or would you have to rerun the search from scratch?
No, see, at the moment, there's not a way to undo that quickly. And, you know, this question just came about very recently because people said that the X button is too close to the save button. And it's and the consensus was that if I move the X button to a different spot, there'll be less of that go to save and remove it. Because once it's gone, it's gone. The other option is to place something on the screen that when hitting the X button, it brings up a little page that says, "Are you sure?" But then that's a lot of "Are you sures?" So I think probably the best option for now is the "Are you sure?" option, and just linking it to this multi-delete as well. So go to delete 3 things. You know what? I actually think "Are you sure?" is already there for 3 things. I'm going to just check that. Delete selected. Oh, no, it needs to be there. We've got to put that in. So there's no undo button, but we can put that second tier, you know, stop you before you've gone too far type problem. So I will make a note on that right now. Over here. I don't want to open up the wrong screen again like I did before, so I'm just going to write it with a pen and paper. So the X delete button. I love these webinars. Every single time I do one, I think of something else to add, or somebody asks a really cool question like that, which just lets me think, well, we can add that, you know, probably as soon as this afternoon. Okay. And I have to also add another thing out of my developers going, if anyone uses my keys to automatically detect that and remove it from their system, because I revealed a couple of my keys before.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. So, anything else that you want to ask on this page? I did mention up here before about these buttons. So let's say you've used cache, and this data is old. I can now go. You know, this data might be up to 3 days old, right? So you want to like update this data. You can just hit the update all data, and it'll get you the live versions of this data. and start populating it one by one. So what will have happened is you will have done your scan, and you will have already sorted down to maybe the 5 or 6 key products that you're thinking of buying from this store. And then you can hit that update all button, and then you're getting the live prices, which is of course updating the return on investments. And all of a sudden, this item here is not looking so good to buy anymore at -5%. This one's looking pretty good at 26% still. I know a lot of people like a higher ROI than that, but you know, I figure if the rank is right, then that should be, actually that didn't update the sales rank there. It's supposed to update the sales rank. I think it's a bug with the update all button that's just appeared today, because yesterday that was updating the sales rank as it went. But let's not fixate on that. Bugs are very easy to fix, and with a big complicated piece of software, they do occasionally rear their head. But the concept behind it is you find the products that you want, hit the update all button if you've used cache, and then you can get an updated gross return on investment. So the next page, people, I'll just go into the next page that actually appeared in the inception of Tactical Arbitrage, and that was the search flips page. Now this has evolved quite a bit lately. Now, Amazon Flips works like this. If you search for a product on Amazon and it has occasionally had large price drops, or even like it has a large price drop today, or maybe it doesn't have price drops, but Amazon goes out of stock a lot, and then while Amazon's out of stock, third-party sellers are selling it for significantly more than Amazon's price. We need a way to find these items so that we can maybe track them with Keeper. And if I go to some data that I've got in here. Okay, so we've got a new feature in there which I'm launching probably this afternoon, where you can actually now search by various dates. So this particular item here was an experiment with that last night, and I was asking the Amazon Flips page on Tactical Arbitrage if there was any items that I could look at which are low in price to buy today, but last Christmas sold at a significantly higher price. So because of this new date range feature, I was able to like lock in just looking at late November, early December kind of, or mid-December kind of period, Q4 kind of stuff, and have a look. And based on that, it threw up this product straight away, which shows me that around about Q4, it was selling for around $50, but right now it's $17.59. So is it going to do the same thing again this year? It's really hard to know. I think maybe because it's a fairly generic item, whereas something which might be related to maybe a movie that came out this month probably isn't going to do the same thing the following Q4 as it did on the Q4 that the movie was released. So you have to take all that into account when using that feature. But Flips will essentially get you to a point when you can see some keeper graphs that you're interested in looking at. And from there, you can go to Keeper and decide whether or not you want to, for example, track the product, analyze it further on Amazon, and so forth. Is there any questions people have got about Flips? I did add a new feature to Flips. I'm going to just unlock that now. Okay. Okay, so I've got a.
Oh, nice! This looks cool.
Yeah, this is really cool, and this is I'm super pumped about this new feature. It's actually an integration with a product from a friend of mine, a colleague, Nate McAllister. He's got a product called Storefront Stalker. Now, Storefront Stalker allows you to extract ASINs from Amazon, and then you can take those ASINs, make them into a spreadsheet. You can actually import the spreadsheet into Tactical Arbitrage, into the flips and the reverse search page, and then you can run scans. So it became apparent to me that a marriage of the two products was in order. There is literally no time that I have ever done this with any feature in Tactical Arbitrage before. Every single feature you see on TA is available with the membership price, with only the exception of this feature, which does require that storefront stalker. I'm gonna just in case anybody inquires, I'm going to post you that link. That's the storefront stalker product, and what it does is it unlocks this. So it makes things super fast. So if I wanted to scan the best sellers of toys, for example, I can do that, and it'll look at the top 9,600 ASINs, and the algorithm's really good. It's not just grabbing, if you went to the toys page and just got 400 pages worth of ASIN data, which could get you some really, really high ranking stuff. It's doing its absolute best to contain to the best sellers list. So 9,600 ASIN, it's not going to be the top 9,600 rank, but it's going to try and keep that rank really tight and really low, so that by the time you've gotten to 9,600, it shouldn't be, you shouldn't have a 550,000 ranked item in there. It should be in the lower area. And if you go to a sub level, it'll do a 2,400 ASIN scan. So if I go action figures and statues, and let's add some settings here. I want to look at the last 60 days. Calculate the average new sale price in the last 14 days. Tell me what it is when Amazon's out of stock, etc., etc. Calculate the lowest Amazon sale price in the last 60 days. I'll do another. Calculate the lowest new sale price last 60 days. And you can remove ranks over a certain amount. Then you can do things like analyze if Amazon has been in stock less than a certain percentage of the time in the last so many days. So let's say you really want those products where Amazon goes out of stock and they just can't stay in stock because the demand's too high. You can say, only show me products that Amazon's in stock like 20% of the time in the last 30 days. And it's going to give you a lot less graphs and a lot less results. However, it will give you what you want to see. So it will show you exactly what you're looking for, and therefore the graphs will be super interesting. The more filters you put in these in these sections here, the less you will see, but the more targeted the results will be. So are you following this? You understand all this so far?
Yes, this is awesome, Alex.
So we did add an extra feature here called Explore Variations. So let's say you're looking at shoes, for instance. The way that the Amazon Flips page originally worked is it kind of just didn't really do much with clothing and shoes because of all of the variations of size 9 brown shoe and size 2 toddler khaki shoe and all that kind of stuff. So we added Explore Variations. So if you're doing a shoes category and you tick that Explore Variations, it'll meticulously go through every single one of the variations and see whether or not any of those also meet the criteria that you've set above here. So if your criteria, for instance, is show if the average new sale price when Amazon is out of stock is at least 2 times the Amazon average sale price, it's going to make sure that it looks at every single variation on the way through. I'll also put 30% there. I set these filters fairly aggressively for a webinar. I'm asking to only show stuff when Amazon has been in stock 20% or less in the last 30 days. So I'm not necessarily expecting a lot of results for that. But basically what you can see here in the logs, however, is it'll tell you what's happening. It'll say, well, the average Amazon sale price during the time period that you've stipulated was this. Now, the average new sale price, however, was this, and the lowest one was this, and the lowest one was that. Based on all of those, it hasn't hit your criteria, and then eventually one will be added, and it's currently plowing through quite a lot of ASINs. And I already had this other data here, so it must be going on another page. So nevertheless, the short version is it ends up giving you a lot of really interesting keeper graphs to look at that fit your criteria. So so I won't get bogged down in a big hunt right now, but yes, I can lose myself in keeper graphs. If I see stuff where Amazon's just come into stock for a little while, but they're normally not in stock, and the price really has been shooting up, then I get excited for Q4. You know, I start thinking about if I can grab it while Amazon's in stock now, knowing that the demand is high enough that it'll hold at a higher price, then that's super interesting to me to flip. Now, anybody who's new to Amazon Flips needs to know one important thing: you cannot use a Prime account to send the items that you're looking to buy from Amazon that you're looking to then flip again. So the best path through that is to set up an Amazon business account, a separate Amazon business account, which will still get you that free shipping to you, as long as you, I think, spend $49 in product in one purchase. So that's a tip that you should be aware of if you're looking to get into Amazon Flips.
Exactly. We definitely recommend the same thing, Alex.
Awesome. Okay, so after Amazon Flips, we've got reverse search. Now, reverse search is kind of cool as well. It's been getting a lot of buzz lately. It also works extremely well with Storefront Stalker, and it works alongside the new integration as well. However, if you are new and you wanted to wait before you make an additional investment at this point, you can always get ASINs from other means. There's slower, probably less efficient ways to get ASINs from various tools on the internet if you Google around long enough. But for the fastest methods to get ASINs, I recommend that Storefront Stalker product. Nate's done a good job with that one, and I can't fault him on the execution. So reverse product search works with ASINs. Now, you can either enter in an entire CSV of ASINs. Do you say ASINs or ASINs? What do you say? I don't know. Okay, I don't know if I'm getting it wrong because I'm an Aussie.
I say
ASINs. And so you can either import a CSV, or you can just like enter like a few ASINs, comma separated, up to 100. Like, let's say there's just one that you wanted to check, or you can scan the bestsellers. Now, what it actually does is it'll look at an ASIN, and it'll determine whether or not it'll look at an ASIN, and it'll look at the price of that ASIN on Amazon, and then it'll determine whether or not that item exists in our database, and therefore which websites hold that product, and it'll check the price of that product at the time of running the search, and let you know whether or not at the buy sites there is a profitable ROI on the ASIN that you're looking for. So I'm not sure if there's anything in my view data page right now. Oh, there's not much. It was just something from a test before. But essentially what it is like, this is saying that this particular product here is found and available on both Target and Jet. And it is $13.99 on Target, and it is $14.69 on Jet. It's $20.71 on Amazon, $14.57 after return. So this isn't a super profitable item, but what you would do is you would say, only show me the items with a gross profit of a certain amount, and you might run a really big search of toys coming into Q4, and it'll start telling you, okay, well, Coles has got this toy here, and Jet has got this toy here at this price, and I can actually run one of those scans if you like. I'll just need a second, because when I hid my UK keys before, I accidentally saved it without my MWS keys in there, so I need to I need to get that data back in here.
Yeah, take a quick second and get started. That's good enough.
It won't take very long. In the meantime, if you've got any questions there that you want me to field, I'm more than happy to.
So one more feature suggestion. Nick and Scott wanted you to try to put in a 90-day average sales rank on the product search pages. The other thing that I'll just throw in is reverse product search has got to be one of my favorite things to do using tactical arbitrage. I do use Storefront Stalker as well, but even before I was using that, I love sourcing from Amazon onto other places where I might be able to buy things. So in general, I really like this feature. You can do a lot of great things with the flip searches as well as product searching from sites to Amazon, but this one in particular has worked really well for me.
Cool, man.
How many stores does the ASIN search? The reverse search?
It does all of them. By default, it does all the UPC stores, because you're going to get better matches that way. So it's a little different to product search, in which the title matches are not in there by default. However, in the filters, and I will just, I've got it set for UPC only at the moment from when I showed you before. But if I just take that away and reset, you'll see you can also select show also title matches. It'll give you a lot more of the matches that you may have to sort through and throw away the ones that aren't an exact match. However, you can actually click that as well, and it'll search all 400 stores. So
nice.
I'm just going to...
And let's say I'm an international seller, Alex. Are there sites available on tactical arbitrage in countries outside the United States already?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's United Kingdom stores, maybe about 80 of them, I think. There's about 25 Canadian stores, and we're adding Germany and Japan probably within 2 weeks. I don't know if there's a German FBA prep house. I'm not sure. There's definitely some in Japan. I found those with a very quick Google search with no drama. I think Japan's going to be a very interesting market to get into.
Nice.
And you know what we're looking at doing is at the moment, Product Search US is its own page, but there'll be like a little arrow like this before too long, and it'll be Product Search America, Product Search Europe, Product Search Japan, because considering each set of MWS keys runs its own API searches, there's no reason why we can't push the limitations of all of them simultaneously. So you'll be able to run your American, your UK, and if you've branched into it, your Japan searches all simultaneously by the time that I'm done with that. So that's going to be cool. We've got a bit going in, actually. We've got used books coming out probably within 2 weeks, and that's going to be a comprehensive way to flip books on Amazon, but also source books from other booksellers like Barnes & Noble, including their used categories. It's going to be really cool. I'm super excited about books because there's a lot of booksellers out there that are getting a little bit gypped by the feature list that I have here. They would benefit from it greatly if I added used books into the mix, and I wanted to meet that market and make sure that those particular types of users are represented.
Would you consider doing any of trade-in type of stuff too?
There'll be a trade-in column in the results. So what will happen is you'll be able to search by trade-in profit or search by return on investment from the flip. So either way, no matter which way you search it, you'll be able to see where the profit is.
Oh, great. Awesome.
that's in there for sure. And I'm looking at translating that to video games as well. There's a bit of a problem though. Amazon's really really good with the buy box with books in that they kind of just give it to prime sellers. I guess they never want to lose. Their focus as being the best, most premium, fastest delivered booksellers on the planet, not even for a microsecond. So when it comes to books, you get these MF sellers who are selling books for like $3, but it'll be a $19 product, $19 book that's holding the used buy box. So one thing Tactical Arbitrage will be able to do is see whether or not there is these a $3 MF seller and a $19 buy box, and say, well, you know, it's as good as an Amazon flip. Send that book to yourself and send it on back in and put it in there as FBA, and then make the profit on that book. And obviously, the higher priced books like textbooks, there's even more of a spread. But Tactical Arbitrage, I want to do it right. I want to make sure that it comes right down to the condition of the book as well. Because there's no point in me saying, hey, here's a really good false positive. Here's an acceptable book, but currently there's a very good quality book that's holding the buy box. You could flip that. Well, in reality, you can't. You can't send in a book that's got torn pages and writing in the, all over it. It's got to be very good to very good, or good to very good. Very good to good is also okay. It's got to, as long as it's always going upwards, but it can't go backwards. So we're also making sure that that's integrated properly, because that is underrepresented in other solutions in the books world right now. One of the reasons that books has not been released yet is because I'm really trying to be a stickler about making sure that it covers every base for every type of bookseller. So that's coming soon. That will also be done right on its own page. So ultimately, I want it so you can run Product Search America, Product Search UK, Product Search Japan, an Amazon flip, a reverse search, and a used book search, and a products variation search all simultaneously. So if you can't make money out of that, then if you can't make back your $99 a month subscription out of that, then you're not putting enough time into it, because it's literally a money machine at that point, and that is not even where we're ending. I'm soon to be adding in a Walmart option and a Jet option for the sales channels as well. So it's expanding. It's expanding fast. My wife wishes I would spend less time in the office, but my aim is to build this up so that it's really effective as much as possible for Q4, and then maybe I'll slow down a little bit near the end of the year, if I feel like it's within my power to actually step away for a second, because I do enjoy this.
And you have your own Facebook group, which is over 3,000 members strong. We'll post the link to that in case anyone isn't a part of it already. But there's a great community of other people who are releasing educational material, putting out bulk product lists, which we haven't touched on that yet, Alex. Maybe we could go back and talk quickly just about what bulk searching is and how people can use that to their advantage too, as they want to source through different things at Walmart or something.
Yeah, sure thing. So bulk lists kind of works like you there?
Yeah.
Did you? I just dropped out completely. It was my entire website. Sorry, wasn't Tactical Arbitrage. It was everything. Google Hangouts, Facebook, everything. My Chrome browser had a fart. And
I thought you had it set up to shut off in exactly an hour.
It looks like it's all back now.
So, but you can't see my screen, right? Or you?
Now we can see you again, but we can't see your screen at the moment.
Okay,
I'm only
cool.
seeing the screen.
Hi, everybody. All right. Hey, Kendra is here. All right, I want to introduce you to Kendra. Kendra is my new virtual assistant, and if anybody has been following my my difficult times on Facebook, I've been swamped lately with customer support. So every time I want to jump in and do a new feature and work on that, I've been pulled back by answering, four dozen emails, and a lot of those emails are fairly easy to answer if the right person has an understanding of tactical arbitrage. So Kendra's here today to learn a little bit about the software, and then she can know how to handle some of those emails a bit better. So thanks for coming, Kendra. I appreciate that.
Awesome.
So I'm going to share my screen again and just get back into that search. Actually, I started running a search just before my Chrome browser died. And one of the cool things about tactical arbitrage is that you can turn your computer off, your computer can crash, anything can happen. And once that process has been sent to the cloud, which is, I guess, really just the internet, isn't it? But once that process is sitting on the servers and operating, then it's going to continue happening even if you've shut down your computers and gone to bed for the night. So it's finished at scan. And, oh, this game, I tell you. I do not know whether or not this game is going to be the next Pie Face or not. I suspect it might be, but it doesn't, you know what? It doesn't seem like a particularly difficult game to make millions of. Whereas the thing about Pie Face is it had a lot of molded plastic parts, right? It had the hand, and you put the cream on the hand. You know the Pie Face game where it smacks you in the face. Everybody knows Pie Face. Yep. Whereas Speak Out is a bunch of printed cards and a dental, some dental things. Now you got to imagine that they make these dental things and can print cards in the millions. So I've tentatively bought a certain amount of these Speak Out games in the hope that there's some good flipping opportunities through Q4. But I'm not convinced that they're not going to just run off a million of these and have them on the shelves in time for Christmas and not have the same kind of running out of stock products that they had with Pie Face last year. All these tiny little things you got to think about. But at the moment there's arbitrage opportunities because it is going for $57 on Amazon, and that's a fair bit for some cards and some dental. Not
bad at all.
So that reverse search has run its course, and this is essentially what it does. It tells you, well, this is the price at Amazon and how much you'll get paid by Amazon after fees. And over here is how much you can get it for at this site. At Target, at Toys R Us, it's this price as well. This product here, it's $24 at Amazon, but at Bergner's right now, you can get it for $7.20. So it really is showing you a fast track to profitable items. It tells you the rank. It tells you, where's the rank? There's the ranks there. You know why these ranks are so low? Because we used this feature, this drop down scan best sellers feature. And I think we did toys and maybe some board games as well or something. But yeah, so that's just another thing, and there's just pages and pages of stuff. Once again, I'm not sure if I ticked the out of stock products button, which would probably have reduced that a bit. But I mean, it's getting pretty hard not to find profit with tactical arbitrage these days. And
so, I guess one other question that some people might have is, tactical arbitrage supports a lot of sites. A lot of sites are continued to be being added, but there is a way, right, for people who are pretty advanced and maybe know a little bit more about programming to actually code their own sites to work with tactical arbitrage.
Yeah, there is. And you know what? I spent so long on creating it that I'll tell you why I haven't got a lot in my advanced user panel. So here's the advanced user panel, right? And you can create a new page. And in this page, you can put all the XPath data, which is a programming term that any developer that you can hire off Upwork will know about. and you can put all the XPath data in, and you can add your own sites. Now, if you add your own sites, of course, it will not be the site, one of the 415 odd sites that is currently shared with all members. It will appear in your list as blue. Example.com is not a real store, mind you, but you'll be able to see them in there. The beauty of adding your own sites, of course, and the reason why it's probably worth, and it's a grossly underutilized tool. I can see that dozens of people are using it, but not hundreds. And the beauty of adding your own site, of course, is that you're the only one using it. It's like having your own, it's like having your own store. You're walking in with a big trolley and you're walking around and the aisles are empty. There's nobody else in there but you and your trolley. And the software's saying, hey, check out this product. It's got a 37% return on investment. Oh, I might grab one of those, and 62% over here. So adding your own stores is well worth the time to post like an ad on Upwork. We probably need some more documentation on how to operate it, but on the main product search page, there is a link here which does give you the basics on how to run it. So there's enough there for most developers to go with, and we're making more documentation all the time, including with the wiki. We're going to add more stuff in the wiki that's coming soon. So yeah, that is a cool feature. I'm excited about that, and just to show you the reason why I don't add much in my own advanced user is because if you look in my admin panel, which is fairly behind the scenes, this is really my advanced user panel, and
got everything.
Yeah, this panel here actually answers a lot of questions. They're like, how come you don't have big lots? Well, we deactivated that due to bad matching. So every time that there's a red one, it actually says, the search doesn't work because of a site protection. And so this normally will, when we get a suggestion from a member, could you please add something like, the body shop or something like that? It'll be in here for some reason, usually, because we try and add so many. I don't know if I've got the body shop in here, actually. We should have it. Okay, so there is we are hard coding this one at the moment. Okay, there's a lot of sites that don't utilize XPath. We probably have a third of the sites in ours that are independently coded, and this takes time. This could take a day for one shop to add. But we've got a lot of developers, and they've got a big list, and they just keep on working. So, so yeah, that's a little insight into behind the scenes and the reason why my advanced panel isn't so full. So is there any other questions that we missed along the way? Is there any other particular kinds of searches that anybody was hoping to see? Or I could go over some of the settings in the settings panel. It definitely helps enhance the experience of using the software if you get those settings correct. Did I lose you?
No, we're still here. I was looking for a question. I don't see.
Darren had one quick question for you. Outside of Storefront Stalker, are there any plugins that you need or things that you recommend would also help with TA?
Yeah, sure. If you're fairly new, you should obviously populate your Chrome bar with things like I have up here. Where's Keeper? So there is the Tactical Arbitrage Popular Products extension, which I recommend is actually the same as Products Variation. It's not a great day to be doing a webinar and mentioning that because we are upgrading the speeds of that today. So that is currently down for a few hours while we update the speeds. But if you check that back on that later, you'll notice both this page and the extension are now running at a faster pace than ever before. I've told my developers I want triple speed, and if they can't do that, to keep trying. So apparently they're close. Now you also want other extensions such as the Keeper extension. You want Camel, Camel, Camel. And for paid extensions, I recommend Rev ROI. Rev ROI is great it's from Christopher Grant. And I recommend his Rev ROI, because if you wanted to say go to Ace Hardware, and then you open Ace Hardware in another page, and then you utilize Rev ROI, it will tell you which have got cashback deals from certain cashback sites, and what gift cards are available out there with current discounts as well. And then you can adjust the prices of the store price by entering in that. Let's say Ebates has got a 7% cashback, so Rev ROI will tell you whether or not a store has got that stuff. Another one I would recommend is Matt Colvin's got a new tool called Can I Sell It, which is current. I just posted about it on my Facebook page. You can check it out on my Facebook group. Can I Sell It's cool because a lot of people are saying that some products are restricted now. We have a very, very easy way to check built into the software if a product's restricted. It's as simple as this. You click this button, it'll open up my Seller Central page, and it'll show you. It'll open it up with this ASIN populated in the add new product. Add a product, yeah. And it'll just tell you right there if it's restricted. But in the natural flow of things, you end up looking at the buy page and the Amazon page. In almost every buy, the natural flow of things. And Matt Colvin's just released that tool, I think a couple of days ago, and Wave 1 already sold out in a couple of days, and it was basically tells you on the Amazon page whether or not it's restricted for you. That's also cool to get. So yeah, Rev ROI, BrickSeek's good. That's another Christopher Grant one. Will tell you whether or not it might be out of stock online, but you might still be interested in it. And BrickSeek will tell you whether or not the actual retail store in your area has that in stock, so you can then get in the car and go for a drive and grab the item. Yeah, there's quite a few. OA Clipper by Nate McAllister is really cool. I mean, there's a lot of tools out there, but for the most part, if you're just starting out, get those main free Chrome extensions like Keeper and start working with that. Start playing with Tactical Arbitrage, and then maybe later add Storefront Stalker, and then maybe then go on and add some of the other ones. And the tools do help, you know. It's a digital industry, and anything that helps you save a few seconds or a few minutes, or in Tactical Arbitrage case, a few days, then it's going to speed up how fast you can get stuff into your FBA account, and how quickly you can then turn that product over to get the dollars back into your account and start the process again, you know.
Awesome.
So
would there be any other tips that you'd want to give to newbies who are considering jumping on the TA bandwagon, or best ways for them to get more information and get details on how they can be successful tactical arbitrage users to crush this Q4?
Cool. Yep. Well, I will do what I said I was going to do and show you this settings page, being careful this time not to show you my keys again. Okay. So when you first sign up, you'll need to get your US MWS seller ID and MWS auth token. It's very easy to do. There's a frequently asked questions page here, and the very top link will tell you how to do that. You can also get a Walmart API key so that when you're scanning Walmart, you can access more products than you can using traditional methods like scanning a URL. If you have a Keeper key, the Keeper key will allow you to unlock a couple of features on Amazon Flips. It'll allow you to do live scans, whereas without the Keeper key, you can only do 3-day cached scans, which is totally fine for finding those products that Amazon goes in and out of stock for, but it's not so great if you're looking for something that is reduced in price today or this hour. You know, so if you're looking for stuff that has dropped in price right this very second, then you'll want those live scans, in which case you need your own Keeper key available from keeper.com. The Storefront Stalker key unlocks the feature I showed you earlier. This feature here has not been unlocked yet, but it is a new feature, which is very cool. I like it. So if I wanted to create a new, so on the product search page at the moment, I find it a little overwhelming because there's so many to choose from. And particularly, let's say you've got a virtual assistant and you want them to focus on a few particular sites for them and you want to undercomplicate it. So what you would do is you would say here, create a new one called VA Kendra. Create new. Select the domains for VA Kendra, and I just want you to look at this one, this one, and this one, and this one. Hit save. Right, and then if I go back to my list now, I'm currently operating the Kendra list, so this will be much easier for people to just focus on the ones that they particularly like. So that's in there. We didn't touch on bulk. Use bulk. Use bulk is if you want to run category after category after category, and you go, I want to do from page 1 to 10 of this, and page 2 to 15 of this, and so on, and you can do up to 400 lines. Now, Tactical Arbitrage will run up to 48 hours straight without a break, and like for any particular process. At the 48-hour mark, it'll boot the process and say, all right, you've had enough, mate. So come on, let everybody else have a turn. Actually, no, it'll let you start another one immediately after that. But at the 48 mark, it gives the servers a chance to breathe for your particular account before you can start another one. But that is a lot of scanning you can do in 48 hours. So bulk lists are great for that because you can just go you can enter a CSV of row by row. You can also do multi-bulk, which is just scan some pages on Target, scan a page on PetSmart, scan a page on Walmart. And we're enhancing that with multi-bulk version 2 in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that because it'll let you custom put filters in per store into the multi-bulk bulk lists. I didn't mention wholesale lists, which is really a feature of its own. And this was born of being in the ASD Vegas with Nate and Christopher Grant, and we were walking around and we just saw an overwhelming number of suppliers and an overwhelming number of products at every single store. And yet it was simple to approach these people and say, do you have a manifest of your products? And some of them didn't, but some of them also did, and they included UPC data and the works. Now, I thought, wouldn't it be great if you could just upload a list of UPCs and the prices that that particular company is selling those UPCs for wholesale, and then have Tactical Arbitrage tell you if there's any profit margin in there. So I know I've digressed a lot to this, but I had forgotten it earlier. So now with the Use Wholesale List button, you can actually run a scan, and you can save that essentially as its own wholesale supplier name, and get a list of products that guy is selling for you to then save into your saved data list if the items are profitable. And then, of course, relationships are to be made at the ASD conferences and that kind of thing. So once you know exactly what products that guy has that you want to buy, then you can always go and shake his hand at Vegas and walk straight up to the stall and the guy and talk to him about the one specific product that you want to negotiate a better deal on for a bulk buy, and utilize that feature that way. So I think that Use Wholesale List is very cool as well. So in that settings page, cache I discussed earlier as well. Using longer cache allows you to see data that may be a little older, but you'll get the data faster. Sometimes I cheat because an admin has forever cache, so I sometimes scan the forever option, and I just get whatever I need very quickly, which is great for debugging any user emails. And you put your PayPal in here if you want to play the global matching game, and you want to if you want to get paid for making matches, then I'm going to need your PayPal, so that's where you put that in there. and it'll tell you here how many matches you made last month, how many this month. This last section here, even today somebody said, what do I do when I run out of my 300 rows in view data? I said, well, if you go to settings, you can just set it for like 1,000 if you want, or 800 or whatever you like. The only reason why we put a limitation on this is because locally your computer may have an issue if that number is set too high. You might, you know, I might as well set it for 1,000 because my computer hasn't had a glitch at 800. And then number of lines, you might want to look at 50 at a time.
And as long as you're setting filters, you know, I find 1,000 rows is plenty to work with.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, absolutely. If you're seeing 1,000 lines from one search, obviously that's not going to be 1,000 items that you can all buy. So maybe your filters are way too loose. Like you know, you can maybe tighten up the rank or tighten up your return on investment, that kind of thing. This is new, actually. My guys actually put this in yesterday, so it's not live for everybody else yet. I've never even described it before, but I described it to my developers last night. I'm just realizing now that they actually finished it overnight. So on the flips page, by default, these graphs are going to show at 90 days. So now, I want to see how live this is actually. I want to do this. I'm going to change it to 365 now. I'll take this over here and press save so that you can't see my keys. And I'll go back to the flips page and open it again. Oh, cool. All right, so he's made it so that it automatically makes those changes then and there if you go and do that in the settings. So you can globally update everything to show at 365. If he can do that, you know, it makes sense that he has a drop-down menu on this page too, so I'll talk to him about that. But as you can sort of realize, it's an evolving beast, and all the time, every single day, I'm making notes, I'm sending notes, I'm adjusting the rules and development notes and trying to add more and trying to make this into the best damn tool that I can make it, you know. After used books, we've got a whole batch of stuff to do on trying to improve title matching algorithms, because I'm sure I can get another 20% out of it if I analyze it further and look at some more different types of algorithms. So that's going to be happening soon too. And of course, we're adding the new countries to source from, and now you can do cross country. Like I can literally buy on Australia to sell in the US, and by setting those, it does a currency conversion for me, and it also opens up a new row here, which you won't otherwise see on this page, which allows me to enter in a cost per pound to ship internationally, so that there's that extra calculation entered into there for me to ship a product internationally to sell in my Amazon store in the States. So once again, something I kind of put in for myself, but definitely something that people can get use out of if they wanted to maybe buy some stuff in the States to ship and sell in the UK. They might ship it over to the FBA prep house run by Greg Jones in the UK, and then he'll on-forward it to your FBA, your FBA container in Amazon UK. So lots of ways to make money with this. The bulk lists feature, I should mention as well, we have these premium bulk lists. Because you can run bulk lists, there is third-party people who have produced these bulk lists, so that it is basically every single category. Let's say for, you know, I've reduced these a bit. So let's say, is there one for ABT? Yeah, there is one for ABT. So let's say I wanted to run an ABT scan. This is the kind of category that will work with ABT. So somebody, in this case, it was probably Sean Mayo, has created a list that has every single one of these categories that will work with tactical arbitrage. So they do cost an amount to purchase those. They're not necessary unless you feel like you want to accelerate how fast you get to a bulk list of an entire store. But it's just another way that you can enhance your tactical arbitrage use by getting into those bulk lists as well. So, and I should also mention that you can also just check for coupons currently available at each store at Retail Me Not by using that little blue link there. But I don't think that's a great solution, so I'm adding a coupon feed to Tactical Arbitrage, which is basically going to show every single one of our stores and what currently has coupons and what currently does not have coupons. And that'll be like a ticker where, you know, an hour later it might be different because some of them will be new. And so that's happening too. So yeah, I'm busy, but it's going to be cool, and I'm super pumped to go over every single feature. And I wanted to touch on every single feature because Kendra, my new VA, is here, and this is like a doubling as a training for her. So yeah, I'm thankful that you guys ran this.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And, you know, I think it's great that people got a chance to see all the different things that tactical arbitrage can do. It really gives you a good understanding of, you know, some of the different ways that you can actually like use this tool to upgrow your business at the end of the day. And it's really almost anything that you want to do that's online based, even wholesale. So we wanted to do a little something to thank the people that stuck around with us until the end. So Stephen was going to do a few giveaways for people.
Nope. So the first one will be for a $25 Amazon gift card, and you have to put it on the webinar chat, the answer. And the first question is, how many sites does Tactical Arbitrage can do? Scan.
Closest to the correct answer wins.
Closest to the correct answer. Now, you got me going to check because I know my guys added a couple more overnight. So I'm going to get you this figure exactly.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know the exact number either.
I'm going to say, yeah. Okay, Stephanie got it, 410.
410. All right.
Jeff was close with 986. I mean, we're talking early next year.
Congratulations, Stephanie. If you can just shoot me or Steven a message on Facebook, we'll make sure we get you that $25 gift card. Leonard, we're going to come back to the questions. We're just going to finish these giveaways, and then we'll do one more round and see if anybody else has any last-minute things they want to ask of Alex. Steven, number 2, go ahead.
I have no second question. Do you know do you know the number of different features the Tactical Arbitrage has, Alex?
You could say how many scans can you currently do simultaneously with Tactical Arbitrage?
Oh, nice.
There it is. Good question. Again, closest to the correct answer.
Yeah, there's like a 30-second delay.
No, it's not 400. It's
that would be nice, but that would
be nobody's got it yet. Nope. Can we go closest to?
We can go closest to, Alex. I'm cool with that.
All right, then. Well, we should give that to, at the moment of this, is it closest? We'll do Price is Right rules, so the closest to or under?
Yeah, I like
so
that.
That would be Lisa has won.
Lisa.
Because you can currently run a product search, an Amazon flip, a reverse search, and a product variation scan all simultaneously at the moment. And Lisa said 3, so it's actually 4.
Nice.
Jeff is 986.
Jeff do nearly 1,000. He feels like you're an underachiever. So you can't have it all, Jeff. All right, buddy.
What does Lisa win?
Stephen, yes. I think
another $25 gift card.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, and for our last giveaway,
Yeah, this one will be a free month of tactical arbitrage.
Wow, that's a cool one.
And this one, yeah. And then this one will be the first person that can put our link and the code to use. The first person to post those in chat.
The first person to put a what?
Our link to order tactical arbitrage and the code that you're supposed to put in.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool. So
Jeff answered.
You would have
Jeff answered 986 again.
I'm gonna make a secret code 986 in the software that automatically sets it instead of $99 to $98.60. How's that? Hey, Randy, that's pretty good. I think Randy's possibly the winner there.
Yeah, that's our source code. So yeah, that's good.
And you want to post the link as well? Have you got it there? Randy's got the link.
Posted that.
Yeah,
so Randy gets it.
Randy, if you contact me directly on private message, if you have that, so join the Facebook Tactical Arbitrage group and contact me, and I'll hook you up with that free month, Randy. Oh, Douglas came in just a little too late. Sorry, man. Yep. Randy completed the full task of link and code, and that code actually gives you 10-day trial instead of a 7-day trial. So that gives you an extended trial period, doesn't it, for new users, for people who wanted to use it. Yeah, Randy Conrad. Yeah, I know you, man. Just shoot me a message on Facebook just as a reminder, and I'll hook you up with that free month, buddy. Was there any more questions?
Oh, yeah, there was one before we started this.
I'm back.
Do you remember that question before we started?
Let me just scroll down. Does XPath work with wholesale sites that require a login to see prices? I don't believe it does at this point. The login process usually requires us to hard code a site. On the advanced user tab, is it possible to have a field to enter credentials for wholesale sites which have account-based prices? Okay, I think I just kind of answered that to Randy. It is something I'm going to save, that note, actually. I'm not going to discard that note. I'm going to go and save it over in my other chat. All right, cool. Okay, I think that we've covered quite a lot there. And I've drunk a lot of bottles of water here, so I think I'm probably going to need to go soon. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you introducing everybody to more tactical arbitrage. Even for someone like myself, I learned a couple of new things that I'm going to be trying out, so I'm looking forward to hitting it this weekend and tomorrow. And people, make sure you join the Tactical Arbitrage Facebook group. Make sure you sign up through our link, join our mastermind. We're going to be doing some things special for the people that are part of the Source and Simplifier community, and sign up through Tactical Arbitrage through us. So, and thanks everybody for their time.
Fantastic. All right, thanks, guys.
Awesome. See you, Alex.
Thanks.
Have a good one.